Grease Vandals and Vandalettes. It's the Guard Mathematics, and you are now watching and listening to the Vandal Hour Season 7 live on S.STREET Media. Make sure you check us out whenever the fuck we come on. And when we come on, you'll figure it out because we have a lot of advertisement, a lot of promo flyers going up and shit like that. So you got to stay in tune with us to know when we are dropping. But make sure you check out all our old episodes on www.sstreetmedia.info, or you could go to the Vandal Hour on Instagram, or you could visit our broadcasting station, S.STREET Media, and check out the Vandal Hour on our YouTube page, on all streaming platforms. We are everywhere, literally. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and everywhere else. We are back, baby. We are back. I gotta repeat that again. We are motherfucking back, man. We've been on a hiatus for a little while. You know, shit be happening, man. We are real people with real lives. Shout out to all my Vandal Hour guards and goddesses that helped me produce this show that came before me. You know, Sosa, Brat, Facts on Wax, June 457, Buyer 3, Mathematics, J-Lo, so many people. I don't have the list with me. I usually have my list with me. But all the Vandal Hour guards and goddesses that came before me, man. Shout out to, you know, everyone that supports us, what we do, when we do it. We've been doing this for 7 years. We feel we are the godfathers of this graph podcast shit. You know, shout out to all the other people that is now doing that, man. There's a lot of big ill shows out now, podcasting, live streaming. You know, make sure you support everyone that's in our community that's doing this. I don't have a special guest co-host or nothing. I had some more guests that was supposed to be here today. I had Royal Flush that was supposed to be here. I had Nikki Scarf that was supposed to be here. But you know, shit happened, life goes on. But you know, we are back, COVID free. You know what I mean? And we don't give a fuck about all these other rules and stuff they got going on now because of this COVID shit. But we are back. We are here, no mask on. We got a dope guest in the motherfucking building. We're still shaking the motherfucking streets up. You know how we do. We are for the people, by the people. You know what I mean? I have one of the dopest upcoming graph writers here with me tonight. You know what I mean? We have one of the upcoming dudes in the graph game. He's putting in work. You know what I mean? He's doing what he do. He go by the name of Oeze.
Really though, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
Everything is good, you know that.
Yo, you know, this is our second time taping this. They don't know that, but right. We know that. So, you know what I mean? I gotta ask you, you know, a couple of questions, but before we get into your interview, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing marvelous, man. I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Can't complain. Everything could be a lot worse. So, you know, I'm just blessed. That's all.
Yo, hopefully after this joint, we're gonna smoke a blunt, and then when it's over and shit like that. You know what I mean? We've been trying to plan this for a couple of months now, right?
Exactly.
So, you know, I'm glad we both got the time today. We are here, talk some graph shit. But before we get into that, for the people that might not be familiar with this part of the show, but this is what we get into this week in the Vandal Hour news. No, that is not the motherfucking drop that we use. It's supposed to be some news shit, but we don't have that drop yet. But we do have a new track board where we could do our sound effects now. So yeah, we stepping shit up, you know what I mean, for the motherfucking Vandal Hour. But this week in the Vandal Hour news is when we get into different things that's happening in the graph community that you may not know about. So if you don't know, Sav and Neo dropped that 50 State video recently. The shit is fire. Make sure you go check it out. Go to Sav's page, go to Neo's page. We interviewed them last year also for season 7. Make sure you check that out also. But the video was ill. They're still putting in work, you know what I mean? And also, I got a little, you know, inside tip, but somebody else just finished their 50 state fucking tour and they're about to drop some shit. I can't say too much about it, but it is an associate of theirs, and I think it's going to be really big. Hopefully, I can get involved with it, you know, the Vandal Hour, and we could put something together ourselves with the brother that did the video that did the 50 states. I will say this: we did interview him, so that's a little hint. Also in graph news, my man MBK is doing big things with his podcast, Graph Champs, man. Shout out to MBK. We interviewed him on the Vandal Hour a couple of times. That is my brother for over 30 years. I am proud of what he's doing. He interviewed a lot of dope people. Astro, I think yesterday he interviewed Sev, TDT. He also interviewed Josh 5. So make sure you check out the Graph Champs with host SR. Hopefully we're gonna have him up as a co-host on the Vandal Hour a couple of times. Find out what he's doing. And you know, try to connect the dots together, man. We are a community and we gotta work together. So shout out to my man SR and Graph Champs. Make sure you check out Straight 16 also and the Butcher Boys. They are also affiliated with SR and BK. We interviewed them also during the pandemic. So shout out to what they're doing. They're doing a lot of dope things with their podcast, and they got a little radio situation going on too. So and also shout out to the Museum of Graffiti in Florida, Wynwood. They're doing big things over there. Cat One just had an exhibition with Lady Pink, if I'm not mistaken. They also did you know, a lot of things with the children. There are a lot of interactive shows and stuff like that. So shout out to everyone at the Museum of Graffiti. Shout out to Cat One. You know, thank you for being a great historian when it comes to our culture. And he was, if you don't know, Cat One put in a lot of work. He's Ecstasy, WKS, AOK. If you don't know about that, brother, don't let the properness fool you. My man put in a lot of work on them walls, man. But that's it in the Vandal Hour news. You know, now this week in Vandals flexing. Yeah, because I don't got no sound effect yet. I don't even have a list today, but I have been watching the walls, and a lot of people have been putting in a lot of work. I'm gonna give a shout out to Adobe. Adobe is doing a lot of big things out there on the walls. Also, Mur. He's doing a lot of big things. I can't tell you where I seen this stuff at, but he's getting busy. Also, I've been seeing too much been doing shit that only Stevie Wonder will fucking miss. And also, man, Savoy, Savio, he's doing a lot of big things also. I've been seeing him a lot of places. I also been seeing a lot of the K. If you don't know, I'm talking about KTH or K. He's in a lot of different places and boroughs and shit like that. Shout out to him. Doing a lot of big things, man. Also, man, you know, TD, Cole, Flash, Keezy, Maine, fucking Fresh 5, Few. A lot of people I've been seeing getting busy recently, man, doing their thing. So shout out to all the Vandals and Vandalettes out there killing shit. Oh, let me say this. Also, Anso and Joji. Joji, I think Joji or Joji. I'm trying to pronounce it, but shout out to them also. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been seeing some shit from Billboard shit in like every borough. You know what I mean? I see some shit somewhere in Brooklyn, somewhere. I seen one in the Bronx that was crazy. Shit. Yankee Stadium-ish, fly shit. You know what I mean? But dudes is really flexing out there. But shout out to all the Vandals out there doing their thing. In regular news, because we like to keep our community informed on stuff happening outside of Graph. The city is open, as I said already. Also, the Knicks and Nets. Man, the Knicks was in the playoffs. First round, we got knocked out by some light-skinned dude from Atlanta. I'm not saying his name. But if you watch basketball, you know. If you know, you know. Also, the Nets made it to the second round, man. Big shit for fucking the Nets, man. Made it to the second round. We got smacked. But shit happens, man. I'm happy that New York fucking finally made it to the playoffs. We wasn't in the playoffs for many amount of years. So the fact that we got a taste of it, I know next year we coming back strong. Fuck all that. We are not playing. So shout out to them. Also, man, the city's getting crazy. You know, the city is open now. A lot of crazy shit has been going on. If you haven't been hearing bullets by you, I don't know where the fuck you living at, but a lot of bullets been flying through New York City. Children been getting hit. Innocent bystanders, crazy shit, man. 10-year-old died right before his birthday in Queens. You had a shootout in Bushwick where dudes couldn't get their guns out of the fanny pack. That shit was on Instagram. Shit was crazy. A lot of crazy shit is happening in New York, man, now that the city is open. So if you haven't been seeing that shit, I don't know where the fuck you live at. Also, Eric Adams might be our next mayor. So far, I think he's winning. I don't give a fuck about him. Ex-police officer with his fake-ass commercial. He tried to act like he became a police officer because he was abused by police. We know that shit is bullshit. He can't lie to us, man. And we know that nigga don't live in no Brooklyn. He paid them motherfuckers that live next to him to say that he did. You know what I mean? We know he wasn't fucking in Brooklyn. He got places all over the motherfucking place. Yeah, fuck Eric Adams. At the Vandal Hour, we are anti-politics. I don't give a fuck who it is. Black, white, Spanish, Jewish. We don't give a fuck. So, yeah, Eric Adams might be our next mayor. See what he's gonna do. I think he's going to bring it back to Giuliani days. That's my personal opinion, but, you know, I'm not saying nothing. Also, S.STREET Media has now acquired a radio station. We are now S.STREET Media Radio. Catch us on 365 live. 24 hours, 7 days a week. Make sure you check us out, man. We got a lot of dope shit going on, man. You know, we are trying to represent for the culture. We are trying to represent for the people that may not have a voice, that may not be heard. So that's what the people we representing for. We have Honey De Niro on there. We got General Smash on there. We got Grizz. We got QU Amazing, Bottom Line. Lulu got Bars. Fever More Fire. Diz the Icon. Trife Balls. So many people, man. We even got my man Johnny A-War, aka the Rap Master, on our shit. Sage, shout out to Sage, Veta, Bishop, Uwe Bishop. We got a lot of dope artists on there. If you wanna send your music to our station, go to Scholes, SCHOLEZ, Street Media at gmail.com. Send us your music. We'll definitely check it out. If it's hot, we'll play it. If not, we'll slay it. That's how we moving. If it's whack, we don't want it. Also, I'm gonna give a shout out to my man, Dice Peso, part of the COD family, Umbrella Studios. My man is doing a lot of big things with Jim Jones. He's dropping videos after videos. I just watched some shit today. Him and this dude named Shooter 93. The shit is crazy. He got music with some dude. He got a lot of music with everybody, man. But he's doing music with our family, COD Records, Umbrella Studios up in the Bronx. My man Cover COD is producing a lot of the album. Yo, he's doing major things. He just got signed to E1 Records. So, you know, shout out to my man Dice Peso. So now that we got through with all of that shit, let's get into this graph thing, man. As I said, tonight I got somebody really dope with me tonight. He go by the name of Oeze. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you, man. My man has been putting in a lot of work. He's been doing his thing, you know, going borough to borough. You know what I mean? He's not scared to go nowhere, man. I see him in his shit in some rough areas also, not just all the, you know, the pristine graph areas that everybody go to, but he's been in the gutters also. So peace, God, how you doing?
I'm all right, big bro. I'm all right. I'm chilling. Everything good.
Now, while I'm talking to you, I'm showing some of the stuff that you've done.
All right.
You know what I mean? You've been doing a lot of fly shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right now, I'm looking at the joint that you did, the roller.
All right.
You know what I mean? I like the roller joint. You got the fill on the bottom and shit. Dope joint. I'm also going to your live action shot joint. Shit look crazy, man. Look like some real happening right now. You know what I mean? You in motion.
In the moment, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like that joint. And then I'm also showing the joint that you doing a gate. You're doing a fill on a gate and shit like that. Action shot. Really dope, clean work, man. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You guys, some for places that you're doing it at. So we know this is live and in action shit, and your shit do come out, you know, clean and shit like that. How long you been doing graph for?
For a little minute. I say like I've really been bombing the streets since like 2018, but I started like doing graph probably when I was probably about 15.
How did you get into it, man?
Honestly, graffiti for me it was gangbanging. I used to write my shit on the walls, and the ops would come through and cross my shit out. You get what I'm saying? And I go back and cross their shit out and put my shit back up. You feel me? So I always thought graffiti was like a gangbanging thing, but then once I found out what it really was, I just got into it like that.
It's crazy because, you know, in California the two kind of mix.
Right.
You know, I think that's happening a little bit in graph now, or in New York City also. The reason why I say that is I know a lot of writers now. Let me get this. So let me use the blood ones because I think that's the only one I can really identify with blatantly. But I see a lot of writers do the 3 circles inside the paw prints inside their shit. It was more like maybe 10, 15 years ago. I seen a lot of those, but now you still once in a blue moon see those. I'm assuming that's the paw prints when I see those, but I do see more now dudes having a balance of graph and a gang lifestyle. We interviewed a couple of dudes from the Bronx, man. I forgot the young boy name, but he was a Crip. He is a Crip.
CO.
Huh?
CO2.
No, it wasn't. It was what's my man name? He right with Star in them. I forgot black young brother. I forgot the guard name, man. He was very interesting. He right with Merck in them. He's in that same BBB circle. I forgot the guard name. Also, he's associated with Knobs. Also, my man.
Okay.
But he's a Crip also. So he was speaking about that, and so I think that it's more common now that you have writers now that are gangbanging. Also, it wasn't in my time. That wasn't really happening, but now since gangbanging is more prevalent in New York, I do come to see a lot of graph writers now being involved with gangs. Was you involved with the gang?
Yeah.
How, after you found out that graph wasn't really gangbanging, how did you transition? Like, what you started going more the graph way. What kind of helped you make that transition?
I started meeting people who actually do graffiti that didn't gangbang. You get what I'm saying? And it was amazing to me almost. You feel me? So I kind of like pushed the gangbanging shit to the side, and I started leaning more toward graph. And here I am now.
Who was some of the people that you met in them early years of your early graph years that kind of wasn't doing the gangbanging thing but was doing this graph thing?
Back then, the first dude that I met that wasn't gangbanging, that was doing graph, it was a dude from the Bronx, my brother named Domo. He used to write D-O-M-O. He was ill. He used to do good wild styles. Him. I met a dude named Murr from Queens. All these guys I was locked up with. Who else that wasn't gangbanging? It was a couple. I can't remember all of them offhand, but those two specifically.
Now, and you in those years, and when you first started bombing, was you thinking about when you going bombing about bumping into ops outside of graph when you was bombing?
Nah, because like the last thing I thought that my ops would be thinking that me personally, I would be outside spray painting the wall. So even if they was to walk past me, they probably wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying?
The reason why I say that because you go to different neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And I would say some neighborhoods is more blood than Crips. So I would find it, do you got to take that into consideration when you go on bombing?
Sometimes. I'm not even gonna hold you. Going through certain hoods, it's like, yeah, I might have to have somebody with me, or I might have to, you know what I'm saying, hold myself down, or whatever the case may be, you feel me? So, yeah.
A lot of people that write graph, as we talking off air, a lot of us live lifestyles that are so outside of graph that, you never know who is who. So that's why I said for a person who's a gangbanger, I would say there's certain things that you got to take into an account when dealing with this culture. Also, imagine you meet someone that's not whatever set or whatever you're claiming, and they be something else. Do you befriend them, or can you befriend them? Like imagine you met someone that's outside of whatever you are.
Right.
Can you connect with them still?
I mean, yeah, respectfully. I'm on grown man time, you feel me? So it's like, as long as you can respect what I am, I can respect what you is, and we could just handle it like that, you get what I'm saying? Understood, man. One
of the people that we had spoke about off air was a person named Drips.
Okay, yeah.
Talk to me about your man Drips and your connection with him.
My boy Drips, that's the loco, man, from Corona, Queens and all that. That's my guy. I met him, we was in Juvenile, it was like 2010 or 11 or something like that. One of the probably 9. But yeah, that's one of my good brothers right there. He was the real, one of the real reasons why I came into graph, you know what I'm saying? Like, he showed me how to do my first throwy and all of that, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, thanks to him, he's I ain't gonna hold you, he's like the real reason why I'm out here like that.
He's still active now?
He is, but he's not. He going through a little situation, whatever the case may be. But I just went personally painting with him like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, you feel me? So he still pop out and do his thing, you feel me?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I definitely seen that. I think he used to come to our events, if I'm not mistaken. He might have a relative that's a graph writer too. If I know who it is,
I believe so.
I think the brother is one of my peoples from MBK. In Juvenile, when y'all met, was your talking about graph in your introduction? That's what connected you all together?
Kinda, yeah, because I never really spoke to him until I seen him sitting down and he was doing some shit on the paper one day. And I asked him, like, yo, you do graffiti? He was like, yeah, and that's kind of how we really clicked. So yeah, it was pretty much on graph time.
You know, one thing that I find, you know, about you and what you do, you know, when I met you through Creative Storm.
Right.
That's the first time I met you, and even then, you know, I had seen your shit. I wasn't pronouncing your name correct. So I want to ask you: do people have a hard time pronouncing your name before they meet you? Like, do you find that happening to you?
Yeah, I find that a lot because it's like it's pronounced Oeze, but the way it's spelled, it don't look like easy. Some people say Oeze or Uzi.
I thought it was Uzi.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
So
I thought it was Uzi.
A lot of people got a bunch of different ways that they pronounce it, but it's Oeze though.
When you came up with that, man, what was going through your head when you came up with that, man? Cause you know, you could say, now that I say, oh, easy, you know, easy, you know, a very strong person in our culture, very influential on many, I'm going to say black writers.
Right.
Black writers. Many writers all around the board, but for us black writers, he definitely was like an influence. Was he any influence on you with the name?
No, the name was actually given to me, but when I found out exactly who he was, it was like, oh wow, like maybe I need to push this a little bit harder. You get what I'm saying?
No doubt. We talking about Easy and shit, and I was saying, you know, you know, I'm gonna say this, you know, we speaking, and you know, a lot of history also. So we were speaking about Easy, man, and I was speaking about how Easy, you know, had went all city and his comebacks, and you know, how like he do it like nothing. He does it like nothing. Yeah. But during the pandemic also, you know, we both seen some nice things also. So he's very influential.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So that's the reason why, you know, with your name Oeze, I just had to ask that. What's some of the crews you down with? Because I see the main thing I really see you push all the time is Van. But what's some of the crews that you're a part of?
Definitely. Well, first and foremost is Van. You feel me? That's me with my crew. Me, Sim, KTH. For me. Besides that, you got BR, MBB. It's so many. I ain't gonna lie. It's a couple crews. SBR. Can't forget about SBR.
Shout out to my peoples at SBR Life, man.
For me, Life, Stir, BMG. Shout out to Push, Spike, Gully, and them. UK, can't forget about UK, you feel me?
Oh,
Drama, Jet, Drips, of course. For me, +1, my guys. You feel me? What else? I'm pretty sure I'm missing one or two more, but if I miss y'all know it's all love.
So, Van, talk to me about Van, man, because I've been seeing KTH, yourself push it. I've seen some other people pushing it. Talk to me about Van, how this came together.
Van actually came together. My boy Sim actually put it together. When I met him, he already had it, but we got so close when we met that he decided to give me half of it. You get what I'm saying? So
okay.
It's pretty much our crew. That's how that came about. And yeah, since then that was like in 2012 or 13 or something like that. And ever since then we just been rocking.
Who's some of the members that's down with Van?
Got me, Sim, Sear, KTH, you got Knock, and those like the main crew right there. And then it's like a bunch of other people that, you know, push us and show us love type shit. You know, like the MBB crew. Shout out to them. Shout out to SBR, they push us too. BMG, you know what I'm saying? Like the mutual crews, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all love type shit.
You know, back in the days, to get down with the crew, you had to go through something. These days, you know, I'm out the loop. I'm not tapped in. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna front like I am. What's going on? How do people get down with each other these days? In your experience.
Respectfully, you just gotta get up and just show that you really want to do it. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how nice you is. It don't matter how trash you is. It don't matter what it is. As long as you getting up, you getting up. That's that. You know what I'm saying? And if you show that, then that's just what it is. All right, fuck it. We gonna fuck with you.
You know, this is in my time. Funny thing, if you had to ask to be down with the crew, usually you wasn't going to be down with the crew. I don't know what that comes from a lot of things between me and you. Even in Nation of Gods and Earths, when usually a person asks you, a lot of people used to, back in the days, a lot of people used to be kind of apprehensive of people asking to be a part of something. Usually, when you're a part of something, you're a part of something. It's natural. It's natural. It's innate. It's not even. It's something that just happens.
Right.
You know. So that's the reason why I asked. A lot of even in those days, people would throw themselves down without even me putting down. Be actually putting down. Do you go through that now? Like people pushing the crew that you didn't put into the crew?
Nah, actually, I haven't ran into that yet. Everybody that pushes Van is actually Van.
What do Van stand for?
Vandals at night, but it got a whole bunch of different meanings. But the Vandals at night is the main meaning for it.
Right now in street level graph, how do you feel Van fits in to what's going on out there? Like, there's a lot of people there's a lot of crews doing shit, there's a lot of individuals doing shit. How do y'all fit in to what's going on right now in this culture?
Honestly, I don't really feel like we fit in. Honestly, we like kind of the outcasts. Honestly, like we just bomb. Like everybody else is like, I'm not gonna say worried about the wrong things, but like when me and my dudes go out, we just want to, you know what I'm saying? Like we just hitting the streets and we make it back home safe. That's all. Basically,
staying out the politics.
Pretty much out the way of the whole.
You know, it's funny. And I'm gonna say this: do you think that you can reach your maximum potential without being a part of those politics? Because it seems like, just in my opinion, that for you to be like really acknowledged, you gotta play politics. There's a lot of people, like, I'm gonna give you an example. Your man, the KTH dude, I see him a lot of places. I don't really hear too much people talking about it though. You know what I mean? So it seems that if you're not part of that politic, that they won't even acknowledge you. Like they won't even put you into that conversation of like really what's really happening going on right now. So like I'm gonna give you an example. Right now you have Flash, you have Bills, you have the Ansos, doing a lot of work. A lot of work. But then there's a lot of individuals who I see who puts, I believe, in as much as work as those people.
But don't get as much recognition.
Yes. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I asked you, like, where do you think y'all fit in this grand scheme of things right now?
Oh, man. I don't know. I don't think we at the top, but I don't think we at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna make it how we make it, pretty much.
I like that. That was a great answer. Outside of your crew, who do you vibe well with in the community outside of your crew people? Do you deal with other graph writers in the culture?
Somewhat, but not really though. My thing is I don't trust so many people. So my circle is very small. If I don't know you by now, I pretty much don't want to know you. I'm not even gonna lie. So it's like I don't really.
I can agree with you on that. I could agree with you on that. I think friendships is based on having some equity to it, having some meaning to it, and when you base your relationship on just graph, it becomes very shallow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Something happens. I'm gonna give you an example. I know a couple of writers about 10 years ago. They was bombing together. They was killing shit. One of them motherfuckers got caught up and ratted everybody out. I'm not gonna say no names.
Hey,
I'm not gonna say no names.
Sheesh.
But he was running around with the in crowd, and when shit hit the fan, he let his mouth start singing, and told on a lot of people. So if you don't have a bond, I can't just do crime with anyone. A lot of people these days is like people don't even do background checks on people and shit like that.
Nobody no more.
Nah, so it's just so I just had to ask that because it seems like the graph community is not too commune as it used to be. It's becoming very individualistic. Like whether it be crew wise, I'm talking more crew. They're not interacting as so much as they used to. It's like this group of people is doing their shit, this group is doing their shit,
right.
This group is doing their shit, and they really don't fuck with each other. Who do you feel is getting busy? Who is there anybody you feel like, I think, outside of my crew, he's getting he's spitting some shit out there.
But I'm crew wise or individual wise?
Individual wise, crew wise doesn't matter.
Crew wise, I want to say STK. STK definitely doing anything. STK crew, Core 4 and IE and
shout out to the peoples. IE's my man. That's one of my right hand men for over 10 years.
They doing their thing.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of the DUL.
Right. DUI, I think it
DUI, that's what it is.
I think, yeah.
Him, IE, Core 4 is back. Shout out to Core 4. He's back on the scene. I've been seeing him a lot. Different boroughs, too.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Different boroughs. In your opinion, man, what makes a person, in your opinion, like to even say that he's getting busy? What's some of the qualifications or what's some of the things you grade when you be like, oh nah, son, they doing what they do? What's some of the things you look for?
I mean, me personally, I just look for ups. It don't really matter how big you going or how little you going. You know what I'm saying? If you got 30 fills going from Broadway, all up and down Broadway, then you can do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just that pretty much.
I think that's one of the most important characteristics. The reason why I say that is, all right, I'm old school, man. I'm old school. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate saying it, but I'm old school. Is when you start realizing your age, I got to be realistic. So I'm old school. In my time, to be considered a person who get busy, you had to get busy on the wall, and you had to have the street credibility. Like you couldn't be a punk and be king, or or considered a god in this. You had to be a nigga that. Son, get busy on the wall, and he ain't no punk either. You don't even gotta be a super gangster.
Yeah,
you just gotta be a nigga like
that's what I'm ready to throw down.
Yeah, and that was kind of the criteria for being someone who got busy in my time. That's why I asked you, what's like, who you feel, is they talking about? You know what I mean, or is worthy of talking about?
Right.
Piecing, man, some might say is a very intricate part of graph. Do you fuck with piecing?
I do. I just don't know how to. I didn't get there yet.
Have you tried yet on the wall?
Nah. not either. I mean, I practice in the books once in a while, you know what I'm saying? But as far as me bringing it on the wall, you're not going to see nothing on the wall until I perfect it.
Yo.
Respectfully.
I understand. Piecing is an art. I'm going to say this, man. In graph, some of the illest dudes don't piece. So piecing is definitely is each to each his own. Mm-hmm. Because I know people who say you must know the order of operations. Shout out to Mers, who I seen do actually say that. And the order of operations is tags, fill, straight letters, and peace. But the order of operations, some people say that you need to have a basic understanding of all four. Some say you could just major in the field that you want to major in, meaning that you may be a bomber and you don't give a fuck about piecing. Or you may be a piecer who don't give a fuck about bombing. It's to each his own. You might be a purist, a graph purist, or you might not be. I definitely love piecing, but I don't think that you have to do it. I'm a JA fan. I'm a MQ fan.
Okay.
I'm a ZB fan.
Okay.
I'm a course fan. A lot of dudes that really wasn't piecing, that just got busy tagging wise. Right now in the streets, man, I'm just gonna go somewhere else because I'm a street person. I like to talk street shit. Street wise, man, what's happening in them streets right now, graph wise, man? Is it live and in action? Is it really popping like that? What's going on in the streets right now?
I mean, it's a lot of graph beef because the walls will tell you if you really look at them. You get what I'm saying? Like everybody going at it. I mean, ain't really no telling who's winning right now. And I'm not going to be the judge of that. You get what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
The streets, for me, the streets are seeing it, and they gonna talk, and sooner or later, somebody's gonna get crowned king. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of smoke out there right now. I even got some personal smoke myself that I honestly don't even want to be in, but it is what it is.
What caused you to be in some shit? Association, is it, you think? What?
Yeah, it's definitely more of association than some
real shit happening.
Yeah, it's definitely like some association shit, definitely. Just off the strength of, you know what I'm saying, a certain crew that I push, he might not like crew, you know what I'm saying, people that's in that crew, whatever the case may be. So, hey, it is what it is.
Right now, what would cause you to even have a problem with another writer? And like outside of this, what you just talking about,
right.
For you to have a problem with a writer, what has to happen, or what got to be for you to even pay attention to it?
Honestly, you gonna have to clip me a couple of times. Not even the first time. I ain't gonna hold you. If you clip me one time, if I got you on Instagram, I'm straight in your DM. Yo, fam, what's going on with this? You know what I'm saying? But it all depends on how he respond or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And then it might go left and it might go right. But other than that, it's either you gonna clip me or you rag me or something like that. Put a tag in my shit or whatever like that. Then I approach you. But other than that, I ain't really sweating it.
When's the last time somebody went over one of your shits?
A couple days ago.
Get the fuck out of here.
2 days ago, as a fact. I just came back out. I just painted for the first time in 3 weeks the other night because you know what I'm saying, I got ragged. I had to come out and fix that. I had to.
What you think is the cause of the problem?
The cause of the problem. Niggas just wanting to be down. Because who I got ragged by, I'm not even beefing.
Up and comer?
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
Since you just recently, you took a pause from the painting, how was that night, man? Going to do after a little hiatus. How was that night going out to do some shit?
I mean, it's the same. That adrenaline kick up. It's always fun. For me, it's always fun. You know what I'm saying? And I was by myself, so it's like it's more of a thrill now. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit that I gotta do, but it's at the end of the day, I feel like it's worth it. Especially once I'm done and I go home and I'm safe. It's worth it.
What kind of spots you like doing, man? You a gate man? You a rooftop man? Or you a wall man? Or you a mailbox man? Truck man? What's your preference?
I'm more of a brick wall type of dude. I like hitting brick walls. Gates, I'm not. I just got into gates. I'm not really too into gates, but gates. First brick walls, then gates, then I would say trucks after that.
What got you into the brick walls? I would think that's crazy because usually those are the can guzzlers. But what do you like about the brick wall?
24 hours. When I first 24-hour spot. That's how I feel. It's a 24-hour spot. Like when I first started painting, I was hitting gates. That's all I was really hitting was gates. And then I started to notice when I came through in the daytime, where's my shit at? I don't see none of it. You know what I'm saying? And then I started to notice these brick walls that was right next to the gates that had mad tags on it, but nobody's hitting it. So you know what? I started hitting the walls. Fuck it, 24-hour spots.
Spot selection is very important, man. Speaking of spot selection, shout out to my man ZB, man, who I call the spot placement king.
Really though.
When you out there doing your thing, are you just randomly just hitting shit, or are you really thinking like, yo, I think that's a great spot right there. Boom. What you call it is that it's a clear wall, great view from this place. Or you looking at, yo, nobody's around there. I could be the first one to open up this spot right here. Are you thinking like that when you bombing?
Yeah, definitely. But it all depends on the night that's around. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I might have designated spots that I want to go hit because of certain reasons, like you said, good views or whatever the case may be. But then it might be certain nights that I just want to paint and I don't really got no spots, and I just go out and wreck whatever I walk by and I see and I feel like it's a go. It's a go. You know what I'm saying?
I know it's funny. I never was a placement person. I go through my phases. I was really into doing a lot of the subway. There's these little like pockets in the subway.
Yeah, I know you're saying.
I used to love doing those when I was younger. I went through my rooftop phase a little bit. I went through my truck phase a little bit. But one thing I wasn't, and when I look back in hindsight, I really wasn't a placement person. I was a person that I hit what wasn't hit.
All right.
I never. I see something that nobody's shit is. There's no tags there, and I think it's a great spot to hit. And I usually walk past it. I'm one of them people. I do stuff in my walking. The way I move through New York, I like to hit the places how I move through New York. But I never was a placement person, and which in the long run, and let me say this to all your young writers, I think placement is one of the most important keys to graph, because I wasn't a placement person. A lot of my graph got painted over. You know what I mean? I wasn't thinking about, this is gonna be painted over tomorrow. I just was hitting shit and I keep it moving. I never came back for pictures or nothing like that. I'm gone. And a lot of when you don't pay attention and you're not putting your stuff in these particular places, again, like, let me give an example, like a map. When you look at a map, the Morph M, if you don't know who that is, when you look at a map, his placement is very keen. He hits shit that haven't been cleaned in 20 years. It may be chipped up already, and it's like those spots last forever. Again, I don't like to toot ZB's horn. Shout out to my man ZB, but he likes to pick these type of spots. So that's why I asked you, like, are you really into the placement thing?
Yeah, I am. I ain't gonna lie, I am. But it's just certain spots. Sometimes I be feeling it, sometimes I don't be feeling it. But yeah, placement is a big thing when it comes to graph. You know what I'm saying? Definitely is.
In your earlier years, you know what I mean? Was there any writers that you seen getting up that had any influence on you?
Definitely. Kez 5, rest in peace. He was one of the ones I seen throughout the whole Brooklyn, no matter where I went. Kez 5 was up. J.A., Mert, Les, a whole bunch of dudes. Dart, I'm not even sure if he even writes no more. I used to see it a lot when I was younger.
Say that again?
Dart, D-A-R-T.
Oh, no. He's talking about what you call it, trap, Dart, and
yes.
He still writes. If I'm not mistaken, he still writes. Shout out to my man. There's the third member of that crew, and I feel so bad that the 3-letter tag, my man. Oh my fucking god. There's the other person in that writes with them. I haven't been talking graph out loud in a long time, so pardon me for stumbling on these names, man. You know who you are, my man Devo.
Okay.
Devo, I didn't forget you, baby. I need you back on the Vandal Hour. That's my man. Very supportive of the Vandal Hour, my man Devo. Anybody else outside of them?
I'm pretty sure it's a whole bunch of other names. I can't really remember right now, honestly. Oh, Miss 17. Can't forget about Miss 17.
Shout out to the queen. Yo, I'm gonna say this, man. For the females that's out there, 17 is definitely one of the strongest that I've seen do it. I've seen a lot of females who got busy, man. Shout out to Jackie. Shout out to Naisha. Shout out to Order Jess. Shout out to Lady Pink. All the people, females that bombs. But 17, Mrs. MRS, I think she's female too, if I'm not mistaken. I hope she is.
Oh yeah, MRS from the Bronx, I believe.
From the Bronx.
Eve. Yeah, Eve doing her thing.
Get
Drama.
busy. You know what I mean? A lot of females, man. We gotta give our females their flowers.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Cause dudes don't be trying to shout out the females, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't see too many people interviewing the females either, man. You know what I mean? We done interviewed Diva. We done interviewed Jackie. We done interviewed Gem 13. We done interviewed Lady, what's the girl? I forgot her shit. Lady something. We done interviewed a lot of female rap artists. Brat also. Giggles also. The Vandal Hour is not sexist. We believe in you get busy. And you know, I am proud to say that we done interviewed a lot of females on the Vandal Hour, man. Word is born. Right now, have you seen recently, you know, I like to bring this up all the time, but have you seen any of the bomb trains recently?
Nah, I mean, I seen them on Instagram, but in person, no.
Yo, I seen some personal ones. If you go to what train station? Broadway Junction. A lot of trains be parked in Broadway Junction that gets painted.
That be getting bombed?
Yeah, on a low. People who know, if you know, you know. But Broadway Junction, if you look, a lot of times, there was a time, no fronting to you, at least twice a month you'll see some shit bombed on Broadway Junction, parked there. Yeah, right now the train shit is getting crazy. I want to shout out. My names is off, but I think it's official graph head or NYC something. Is that show all the trains. Yo, it been some crazy shit, man. Shout out to all those bombers, man, from out of town, in town. That's doing it, man. Shout out to my man CT also, who if you don't know, my man CT had the t-shirts, 1MA. He had them t-shirts out there. The shit is fire. You know, that's the comrade. We also interviewed him also, but make sure you check out him. And he also was a train killer for a little while also. But yeah, New York got a lot of these bomb trains is becoming very popular these days, man. Let me ask you a question. No disrespect to them, respectfully, but how you feel about out-of-towners in New York City bombing?
I don't really got a problem with them. I don't got no problem with them, honestly. I mean, they come, they do their thing. I respect them just how I want them to respect me if I go to their town and paint, pretty much.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to all them out-of-towners out there doing their thing, man. New York City, man, is I'm not gonna lie to you. The pandemic was positive in this way. Between me and you, it was positive all the way around the board for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't get caught up in that and what them sheep talking to you about. I had a great financial, life-wise during the pandemic.
Respectfully.
But for them other people, you know what I mean? One thing I said that the pandemic brought out was New York City graph.
Yes, sir.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. Right now, I'm feeling good being from New York. I got goosebumps saying this shit. I feel real excited about New York City, about the graph scene, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You can't go nowhere in New York City right now, especially in the 4 boroughs, not the 5th borough, Staten Island. I'm gonna say the 4 boroughs. Staten Island, niggas done killed Staten Island during the pandemic also. Shout out to TD, Cole, and all them people too. But let me just say this, man. In the 4 boroughs, this shit looking crazy out here, man. This shit looking like you see dudes done, it's so many filling sections of New York now. Like it used to be like by the factories and you had to go to them dead blocks. Nah, they got shit live on Broadway. Like a whole block of fillings. The whole, like everybody from everywhere came through. You got rooftops that smash, like dudes got their rollers out like, fuck it, we on this just gonna do what we do. If you ride the Jackie, the BQE and go through, like there's a certain part of BQE where it gets like rugged and raggedy and shit like that, niggas done killed the BQE.
I already know Exit 7.
You know what I'm talking about. Niggas done killed it, man. I was in the Bronx recently. Yo, if you haven't been around Hunts Point, Southern Boulevard, niggas done smoked that shit, man. Smoked it. So I'm gonna say, man, I'm proud of what Graph has been doing, man. This pandemic brought a lot of our veterans out. It brought a lot of young people to the forefront, man. Shout out to Anso, man, and Joji. I'm not gonna lie to you. They definitely doing their thing, man. Shout out to Deck, 2DX, XTC, you know, and what he's doing. Shout out to the, you know, you can't say New York Graph these days without saying Flash. You know what I mean? Yo, shout out to my man Keezy, man. Keezy! You know who? My man, Flatbush legend, New York City known.
Really though.
You know what I mean? Shout out to him, man. That's my little man. A real dude, man. A real dude, man. I'm gonna say that, man. Real dude, man. And my man Maine, man. Shout out to Maine also, man. Shout out to my brother J-Lo. If you don't know who J-Lo is, I don't know where the fuck you living at. You know what I mean? Shout out to Stem Wine, shout out to my Vandal team also, man. Everybody that's, you know, that's supporting, man. We bringing this Vandal back. Oeze had to set it off first before we go into season 8. And we're gonna have the guard come back with some of his peoples and shit like that. We wanna talk to them Van brothers all together, had them in here and shit like that. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you, Oeze, man.
Really though, man. I appreciate you having me.
Yo, man, it was a great conversation with you, man. Before we go, man, I want you to give me one story, man. Like that, one of your Graph stories that really stand out to you. Like, give me an experience that you will never forget Graph wise.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to sit here and think about that one.
Great bombing night.
A great bombing night. All right, it was It was the night I met somebody this night, right? It was on Halloween last year, I believe it was. But long story short, I'm walking up to this wall, right? I'm plotting on the wall. There's a specific wall that I plotted out for that night. You know what I'm saying? And I'm walking up to the specific wall. So I'm walking up and I'm shaking my can and I see somebody else walking up to the wall shaking the can. And I'm like, hold on, who the fuck is this? You get what I'm saying? So what I did was I paused myself for a second, you know what I'm saying, to see what's going on. And then the person looked at me like, who the hell are you? You get what I'm saying? So we started talking, we conversed, whatever the case may be. And I don't want to put no names out there. Yeah. That person right there kind of changed my life with this graffiti shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, respectfully.
We're gonna talk about that offline.
Respectfully.
Offline.
But yeah, that was one of the greatest nights of my graffiti life. I ain't gonna lie. That night right there.
Yo, any shout outs you want to give? You want to give the people, man? Any last words you want to give the people?
The whole Van crew, man. You already know. Y'all got my love, support. Those my guys right there. You know what I'm saying they do. Oh man, pardon me. Those were my guys. You know the vibes. SBR, BMG, you know, everybody that I rock with, man. That's
it. Yo, shout out to, man, everyone who supports the Vandal Hour. I appreciate you for coming. You know what I
appreciate
mean?
you for having
Great vibe. You know what I mean? We're gonna have you back on because I want to bring the Van crew up, as I said already. Yo, shout out to everyone who's out there doing their thing, man. I want to give a extra special shout out to Bizet. If I'm not mistaken, he's home, man. I've been seeing a lot of the guard shit.
Best.
Yeah.
B-E-S-T. B-Z-T.
ZT.
R-W. Yeah, shout out my guy, yeah.
Yo, shout out to Bizet, man. I see you. You know what I mean? I'm glad you home, man. Stay strong, stay positive. Yo, shout out to all my man, Oeze 501 also, man. Shout out to Sosa, who helped put this together. Shout out to Eric, the intern, who's next door working on some shit. Shout out to Winsburg Products, where I'm from, man. You know, they always supporting what I'm doing. We have an event coming up called Style by Poverty, the Style by Poverty launch party. I'm going to put the flyer up at the end of the show. Yo, we got an event next July 2nd, next week. Pull up. The address is on the flyer. Or the info, if you need some any info, you want to be a vendor, hit me up. The flyer will be up. Matter of fact, it's up while I'm speaking now. Make sure you come out to the event. It's going to be a motherfucking movie. I guarantee. Shout out to all my vendors and vendorlets. It's the God Mathematics. You could find me on Instagram where we're at. If you don't know, then you don't know. That's where I'm at. The Ghost in the Matrix, baby. We are out of here. Peace.